Hello, everyone. My name is Katrina Diego, and I'm here to talk about my experience with the psychology program here at SOU and the impact that has had on my future education and career choices. The psychology program has helped expand my knowledge about the human mind and body. I can personally testify to the imperative ideologies of psychology as it helped me as a student and a person as it increased my determination to make impactful and positive decisions in my life. Psychology was a major I never considered to be studying until I transferred to SOU. My advisor influenced me to take on interdisciplinary studies, and one of those subjects was psychology. Taking psychology has helped improve my problem solving skills by allowing me to consider new perspectives when finding new solutions to a problem. My conceptual reasoning also has been impacted as I gradually make observations and apply them to my everyday experiences. It has allowed me to create theories of human behavior. I also gained experiences with my communication skills as I was introduced to individual and group projects, and I had to learn collaboration skills to reach and influence any audience. To my surprise, I also gained mathematical skills involving research. Before I was at SOU, I lived on the Oregon coast and went to school at Clapham Community College. When I was there, I focused on nursing, and many of my classes included prerequisites for the nursing program. At the end of spring term 2019, I started to apply to SOU with a plan to focus on early childhood development. Around 2021, I changed my major to interdisciplinary studies. That's when I began my journey with both psychology and early childhood development. My journey has been positive and fulfilling as expanded my perspectives about psychology and its link to early childhood development. Changing my major was quite tricky for me because I had to create a new plan for my degree and it filled me with anxiety and stress. I felt embarrassed because being a nurse was a career I had wanted to pursue since I was a child because my mom is a nurse, but I just knew that it didn't fit my goals and interests. So my message is that it is okay to feel stuck with your degree as we are all evolving and changing into different versions of ourselves. Being at SOU for 2 years has given me so many opportunities, as I met outstanding professors who have influenced my opinions and love for the study of the human mind. It has opened my perspectives on the importance and role of psychology and ideas of early childhood development. In Psych 225, I learned about investigating and analyzing scientific results and articles, while effectively evaluating presentations and examining links between methods along with the alternative explanations. I learned skills to test hypotheses that design different processes and data and collecting tools. It helped create the foundation for my understanding of experimental designs, in which I gained appropriate statistical testing such as one-way ANOVA, regressions, factorial ANOVA, and correlations. In Psych 225, I practiced using experimental studies while creating survey writing and investigating experimental designs. We were asked to write a critical analysis paper for my final project. This project was solely independent with collaboration with some peers. For my last report, I decided to do a research analysis on early childhood aggression after watching violent media content. My research consisted of investigating the effects of media violence on children. My project for Psych 31 gave me an overview of the cognitive and neural framework of our learning and memory. I got to comprehend the consideration of operant and classical conditioning, working memory, episodic and semantic memory. I was asked to do a project in two parts in the class. The central portion of my project for Psych 31 was independent due to COVID and being an online student. So, the first part of my project, I wrote an essay on open science and replication. The second part of my project is where I created my presentation and presented it. Being in Psych 31 introduced the findings of memory, language, and problem solving. In both my Psych 225 and Psych 341 classes, I gained valuable skills such as communication, predictions, classifying, and investigations. I have learned that the skills I have obtained in the courses can be transferred to any work related field as various employers highly value them. I gained meaningful skills and I was allowed to practice them. I enhanced my cognitive abilities as I can link critical thinking to any scientific analysis by understanding the nature of science and its role. I was able to grasp better diversity of the scientific methods and the interrelationships among the diverse topics of discipline in the field of science. It has taught me that information cannot easily be obtained. However, direct experience has given me the advantage of increasing my knowledge with information retention. In Psych 225, the curriculum context, specifically the assignments, was very sophisticated. The visual aids and demonstrations provided me with resources and tools that assisted me in scientific inquiries. In Psych 225, the scientific investigations gave me an opportunity to interact directly with scientific phenomena, either with data collected by using tools, materials, data collection techniques, and models. I learned to design investigations while engaging in scientific reasoning by manipulation and through discussions with my peers throughout the process. This allowed me to be disciplined with my thoughts as I was given time to reflect and discuss my personal opinions and content sequences. With the expectation and responsibility I was given by my professors, I received multiple opportunities to explore scientific data that fit the definition of the curriculum. Since the lecture and lab was correlated, I incorporated my skills independently and collaboratively. In Psych 341, the course was designed to widen my depth of complex exploration of psychological science and human memory. In this class, I examined current issues with and theories in human memories, research scientific methods by which and how the human memory is explored. This class heavily emphasized research skills and my ability to find an answer to the solution. I can separate and refer to all my ongoing skills by doing open science investigations. I also learned that the importance of organization skills as I had to apply several topics into my research. By doing that, I could comment on the ideas together while forming a balanced amount of information for the different views. The class allowed me to genuinely express myself and enabled me to use strong based evidence that supports my thesis. Although I had many strengths, I also observed many weaknesses within my projects. Being an online student and with COVID made it challenging to collaborate with my classmates, so feedback was almost non existent in some cases, of course. I needed critics with my projects as it would have helped me strengthen my research. I often take feedback negatively, but it was necessary for me in many circumstances as I had to apply different opinions and suggestions to enhance my work. I also noticed a lack of creativity in my work. I often stray from being creative with my research, but it is imperative as it brings individualism into my work. Creating outlines would have also been beneficial to me as it helped me organize and place information in my research. I found that I used similar statements in my topics and became repetitive, so using an outline would have made it transparent to see all my data. For my paper rewrite, I decided to expand my research on my project for Psych 341 regarding open science and replication. Since my research paper is 10 pages long, I had to take specific topics and rewrite my research to meet the page requirement for my capstone. For my rewrite, I wanted to use different sources as my original research paper was often repetitive due to the similarities of the articles and sources I was using. In addition, the rewrite allowed me to clarify my ideas and themes in my research. For my capstone, the topics I further researched were describing the process of peer review, including recent development and how it's done, and explain why peer review is important. Explain why authors publicly identify their contributions to research. Ran the study, wrote it up, analyzed, and conceived of the idea. Explain why open source data is important to science. And the last idea was explaining the role of replication in science. And those were the four ideas and topics of my research. One of my decisions was to use specific sentences to create the structure or outline for my research regarding what I wanted to display. Creating this outline was an effective means of creating a template before submitting my rewrite. I chose to do my capstone on the importance of open science and replication because the topic was new to me and I found it very interesting. Open science is an innovative process that promotes the accuracy and verification of scientific results. Open science combines the tools of inquiry and discovery by allowing me to understand its role in our society. For the next couple of slides, I will be talking about my future goals and career choices that I have been planning before graduation. Planning and creating options for myself have helped me identify my goals clearly and precisely. In addition, it has helped me decide on a career that positively impacts society and my community. Ironically, my main focus was early childhood development, but since taking psychology, I have concluded the importance of psychology and early childhood development on a child's development. As I began to implement normal and abnormal psychological patterns and behaviors, I gained a better perspective about diagnosis that can help resolve issues that cause emotional behavioral problems. I recently discovered through psychology that child psychology covers five areas, which are behavior, milestones, emotions, development, and socialization. A child's physical, cognitive, and social emotional areas of a child's development are linked together, meaning that their development in one area can strongly influence that in another. Linking both psychology and early childhood development has helped me understand how I can help young children express their emotions in a healthy and positive manner. I have learned that emotional development highly informs and impacts the social development of a child, which I believe to be true because the way a child feels, understands, and expresses their feelings directly affects how they interact with people. Although being a psychology major wasn't my plan, I am glad that I decided to pursue it anyway. Psychology is a field that varies in career choices. I have concluded that there's always something else to discover about psychology. We haven't come close to ultimately figuring out the human mind. Thanks to ongoing research, our understanding of what we think we know about it is constantly evolving. That leaves a lot of room for each of us to make significant contribution to the field of psychology. As you can see, I have listed a variety of careers in my presentation. There are many different psychology types, including cognitive psychology, clinical psychology, social psychology, developmental psychology, forensic psychology, and occupational psychology. But each of the branches explores how the mind develops, learns, and ultimately functions, and how various factors affect human behavior, cognitive development, and mental health. Being part of the psychology community here at SOU, I have learned that as new research emerges and existing theories are refined, the field of psychology continues to evolve. Psychology will always offer us different ideas. A degree in psychology has set me on a path to a career where I can help people find solutions to challenges of their everyday lives. Psychology is a scientific examination of the way the mind works. As a result, when I studied psychology, I learned how to think scientifically, which resulted in testing hypotheses, questioning assumptions, and looking closely at the evidence. I gained more profound access to the human mind by studying psychology, which gives new meaning to how people express emotions. Gaining insight into the actions and thought processes have helped me form better relationships. Learning about different topics such as emotional intelligence and communication skills has kept me aware of specific cues with those around me that allow me to connect with them on a deeper level. It has helped me develop greater awareness of my own emotional, mental, and physical patterns that have impacted how I speak and listen to others. Taking part in psychology classes has given me a sense of fulfillment to better myself. I learned to show gratitude to myself and have moved my mindset positively, which has transformed me to be more compassionate and genuine towards myself and others. I realized that I needed to encourage growth within myself before helping others find theirs. The past 2 years have tested me in so many ways that question my worth and purpose. Still, as I come to the end of this chapter of my life, it elevated a drive in me to commit to changing the lives of others and understanding that I strive for the outcomes and goals I have created for myself. As I open a new chapter in my life, I am fortunate to have been allowed to expand my education with my psychology major. Although I have always been afraid of change, it enables me to move forward in life and experience new and exciting things. After I graduate, I plan to volunteer for a nonprofit organization called The Harbor that assists in helping victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse. In addition, I want to work for a Head Start program and apply both my psychology and early childhood development experiences to my career. I will also be working towards a master's degree, which will help me transfer to OHSU and work for the Dornbecker Children's Hospital in Portland. It has been a privilege to have worked with my peers and professors at Southern Oregon University. Each of you impacted my life in such a positive way. I know that all of you will do such great things, and this change in all of our lives will help us find our true selves and bring change to the world we never thought were possible. Thank you so much and good luck, class of 2022.